Welcome to the strangest season of business, maybe the strangest season of life I've ever experienced. I've been in business for 40 years, Jerry, and I haven't seen anything quite like this before. I think what has made it even more strange, obviously the disruption itself is strange. This whole situation, we haven't been in it before. But what makes it particularly strange for me is where we came from. Just 3 months ago, we were in a period where everything in our economy was just humming.
Right.
We had full employment. People were looking for employees. We were getting lots of inquiries about, hey, can you help us find key employees? Construction was booming. Almost all of our clients were booming. Our business was booming, which we're very, very grateful for. And then slam came March 12th, March 13th, March 19th, whatever the key date was in your business. I think it was really, maybe March 19th when we got shut down. We couldn't be in our office anymore. But what was interesting, and I think you and I both noted this, was our clients performed really admirably in that period. They had to step up to leadership. They had to give direction to their team. They had to make decisions really quickly in this narrow range of restrictions we quickly moved into. And we saw just about every one of our clients step up to leadership. Did you see that?
Central Pennsylvania is an industrious area. There are individuals of high character, great responsibility, and they jump in. They care about one another. They care about the community. They care about the longevity, in many cases, of family businesses with their name on them, or just of teams of non-family businesses, and saw the exact same thing. Right?
So they stepped up, they gave direction, they gave clarity to their team about here's what we can and can't do during this period of time. Here's how we can serve our clients, here we can keep our team together. We might have to furlough some people or unfortunately even lay off some people to preserve our business during this period of time. But they acted within a very short period of time, really about a 2-week window, to give some great direction.
There's a lot of learning going on at that time, and teams came together to do it. It wasn't a lot of individualism. It was, what does it take? And we need help, and we're going to lock arms and go after it. And we saw good things happen.
We did. But now, I really want to say but now we're in this time period where we're coming out of it. And people are eager to get the wheels moving again. And what we decided for our own business is we need what we are calling a go forward plan. We need to get ready to go, and we believe that we will in fact be asked to go by our clients as we re-engage our economy, as we get things rolling again, and we want to be ready for that. So we think we have a responsibility to our team, we think we have a responsibility to our clients, and we think we have a responsibility to the larger community to be momentum builders for moving forward into this next season. So that's what our Go Forward plan is about.
That's right. People are chomping at the bit to go forward. Like you mentioned, we are, our clients are, the community is, and at the same time, we're going into something different than the last 8 weeks and something different from before. And so we think it's a good time to gain some focus before we go into imagine what we're going to face, how those differences might be calling us to something different. We want to look at it through the filter of a few different categories, and that's what our plan's about.
And so we decided we need to put a short-term go-forward plan in place to help us navigate with momentum into this new season of business. And we chose 90 days. You might choose 120, you might choose 60. We chose 90. That may change over a period of time, but we felt like it had to be written down so that we could give clarity and great communication to our team and to our clients about what they could expect as we move forward. And so we created a template, and we'd like to quickly outline that template in case it's of value to those of you that are watching us.
Right.
Yeah. So what do we start with?
Sure. So the 90 days, we look at it as a transition period. Where do we start with on a plan? We start with who we are. That's our values, that's our vision, and that's our mission. When you think about all these changes, it can create some unstable thinking. So we go back to the most stable thing that we have, which is who we are. For us, we know our values. We live them every day. They define who we are. We instill hope, we build character, we model an other-centered focus, and we encourage balanced living. And it's good for us to remember these because these create the prism or the filter through which we populate the other categories of the plan.
There's no go-forward plan for us at North Group if it's not based on this.
That's right. That's right. So it simplifies things, it adds clarity, but it also reminds us who we're going to be through this process.
And inside of that, we felt like we have to create some categories, for lack of a better term. We chose 6 categories, and then we have an approach with inside each of those 6. So maybe let's just reel off what our 6 are. They might not be the same for everybody that's doing it, but for us, it was fairly easy to choose those 6.
That's right. They might not be the same for everyone, but we think these are broad enough to fit a number of topics. The first one, everyone's going to have to deal with this. It's physical distancing, and we have a / social engagement. We don't look at this as a time to socially disengage, but to physically distance because we're required to. There's safety elements, and it just shows that we're caring for the people around us. How can we provide clarity in that regard? The second category for us is team. Thinking about our team, what their needs are, how to engage them really, really well. How to provide opportunities for them, and what is our posture in regard to our team. I want to talk a little bit more about posture later. Another category, the next one, is our clients. Of course, our clients mean so much to us, and we have them on our mind constantly. We want to think about how to engage them in the right way going forward during this transitional period, and how can we give clarity to our team in that regard. The fourth one is the community at large. Wow, this central Pennsylvania area, again, just a highly responsible area where folks lock arms. The engaged organizations like the Chamber or the economic development areas have just provided great leadership for everyone. We want to think about how we can be part of that short-term, long-term to aid in this entire recovery.
Jerry, you and I are both transplants. We both married into this great community, and we've been here for a while now. And I don't think there's ever been a period of time in the, I guess it's 40 years that I've lived here, that I've ever been, if I can use this word, prouder to be part of this community than I have been over the last
I feel the same way.
8 weeks because of this element. We've come together. Our differences don't matter as much.
Right.
And not only have we been figuring out together how to respond to that, but I've also seen just a great outpouring of interest in people that can't advocate for themselves and the most vulnerable of our society.
I've seen the highest amount of energy engaged with the lowest amount of ego.
Yeah.
And that's just how, it is. It's been fantastic. It's been inspiring. It's been convicting. And it's who we want to be long term. It's why this is one of our categories. Next category for us, and it's one for everyone because the economic realities are real. It's a financial category. And you can imagine what this is, but as we look at the changes in the financial either positions that we might be in because of this or expectations because of what we're unsure of with the new reality, we need to talk about that and bring focus to it. And the final category for us is strategic initiatives. Again, we're an organization that thinks forward. We care about having a strategy for our team, for our organization. This is going to be a big year for us, 2020. We have great plans. We have plans for expansion in some ways. But how does this new reality impact those plans? And what can we tell our team and provide focus on how we can all engage well in that context?
Yeah, and I was thinking, hopefully all the areas that we've populated here, which we'll talk a little bit more about in a minute, are hope-filled, character, balance, and other-centered. This one I think is the most hopeful because we had 9 strategic initiatives that we put together coming into the year, all of which we felt forward-looking and other-centered. How can we better serve our clients and community and our team? But what we're able to declare here is we've abandoned none of those 9.
Right.
Just that the time has moved a little, and maybe the resources have been shifted a little bit, but we're not abandoning any of these. This go-forward plan is short-term. It's 90 days to get us repositioned and to really engage well with our community while at the same time moving these forward. And that's kind of fun.
It's fun, and for our team to hear that and for us to decide that together and then create some new structures that we think are realistic, new timelines that are realistic, and to give names to those and to think about how to mobilize the resources related to that, that's encouraging to everyone on our team.
So inside of each of these 6 areas, and again, the areas might be different for you. They probably will be different for you. You might use different terms, however you go about doing it. But just like you would in a strategic plan, you've got to have different elements, different areas. We have 2 pieces, 2 Ps inside of each of these categories.
We do. So for each category, we have what we call a posture statement. That is the position, the general position that we take. So it's the filter for where we take our values and we think through this particular category. I want to give an example. And what category do you think I should give an example from, Roger?
Why don't you give one about team?
Team. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. That's the page I happen to have up. So our posture statement for the team. We will continue to over-engage and over-communicate with our team members.
Can I cut in for just a second?
Yeah.
So we chose a rallying cry. This is a concept that the author Patrick Lencioni has buried in one of his books. But the idea is sometimes when you get into a short-term situation, you need just a phrase to rally people around. And we've been using over-communicate, over-engage during this period of time. And hopefully we've been carrying that out as leaders, and so we decided to embed that in the short-term plan. Excuse my interruption.
No, I like it. So we'll continue to do that. We'll continue to over-engage and over-communicate with our team members. We will strengthen and enhance team cohesion, clarity, and communication. We'll place increased emphasis upon teamwork as a model for our clients, community, and economic well-being. So like you talked about with the rallying cry element, these are some things that we've known, but we really learned. There's been a heightened sense, a heightened desire for engagement, a heightened desire and need for communicating really, really well. So team members know where they stand, what their opportunity is, what we believe about our company going forward.
And one thing for us, and I'm guessing for some of the folks listening in, it's been true too, is we've had more frequent team meetings. And not only have we had more frequent team meetings, but we've had much greater participation in our team meetings because of the situation. So there's some silver linings we can draw out of here. Typically at a team meeting, we're going to be missing a few people because they may be on vacation, they may be out with a client, they may be traveling for a client of some nature. But of course, everybody is local right now, and so we've been having great participation and a lot of enthusiasm in our team meetings. And of course, we're doing them virtually, electronically, so it's easy for people to come on. And I think we can learn something from that. I don't know exactly what it is yet, but I think certain elements of that are definitely going to get carried forward and make us better moving into the future, which is exciting.
It's really exciting.
Yeah.
So as an example, team, that's the posture statement. This is a position statement. This is why and how we're going to use our values as we think about this category.
It's our stance.
That's right. But there's also action items. We call those the plan. That's the other P.
Yep.
Again, your action items are going to be different based on who you are. It's going to be a wide variety, but we speak through that posture statement in regard to these plan elements.
The plan items should have some elements of the old SMART acronym, the SMART, the specific, measurable, attainable, realistically high, time sensitive. It should have some. Ours are quite time sensitive because it's a 90-day plan, but we also want accountability in there, which speaks to the fact that every plan item in our go forward plan has a name or names after it, so that there's bottom line accountability to make sure that that plan item gets executed inside the 90 days.
That's right. And again, accountability benefits everyone. It engages greater number of team members.
Yep.
It gives us clarity as to what's going to be done, when it's going to be done. We give accountability as to how often we're going to check in and how we can help one another and provide resources so that things can keep going and obstacles can be removed. And so that's where clarity comes from. Communication comes from sharing a plan like this. And we're looking forward to rolling the posture statements and plan elements out for each of the categories with our team.
I think the one other area where we were able to be really clear was in the financial area. Almost, I would guess just about every business head has some kind of financial disruption. For a few, it may be positive. You're maybe selling more groceries if you're a grocer or something of that nature. But for most of us, it's been a bit of a setback, and we have to watch it. We have to take care of it because we care about the organization. We care about the people who are served by the organization. And so we had to be really clear about where we're headed financially with both our posture, our financial posture, and our financial plan. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, so this is an area where I just think about the character element of our values, and we want to be really, really responsible, not because we want to win big and look at this as an opportunity to expose these fantastic opportunities, but more so that we want to preserve. We've looked at our team and said it's a high priority for us to keep our team intact. That's where the intellectual property of our organization is. That's who we are. And so as part of that, it just causes us to be really, really responsible in terms of our financial elements. So part of it is cash flow management, cash flow understanding, and
So forecasting.
it certainly has been. Yeah, and communication. We want to over-communicate with our team in terms of where we stand so that they can know and they can have confidence, so they can just run into serving others with another centered focus without having to feel that burden.
It's an antidote to if you're watching the news or whatever you're watching. I'm not saying you shouldn't watch the news, but many people get a level of anxiety about what's happening out there. Right. It's understandable. We want to close the gap on that anxiety because we don't want people bringing anxiety into their work, because we want them to be freed up to do their very best work for our team, for our clients, and for our community. And so by being clear about where we stand here and here, we provide that cohesion, that clarity, and that communication to our team.
And we believe that we can create positive momentum and positive emotions even by giving them the confidence that things are being taken care of well.
Yeah, you made that point to me the other day, and I love it. I've actually been using it. The idea that you can create positive momentum with respect to emotion, and we actually think that we have a responsibility in that area as consultants to our business community, having a lot of you fine people as our clients, that we want to help you and our overall central Pennsylvania economy get those wheels moving more quickly. And we think that emotion, the psychology of it, actually has something to do with it. And we believe we have a hope-filled role in that. So we would love to see you put together a plan, just as you did in that 2-week period when you were very clear with your team about what they could and couldn't do, where they could and couldn't work, how they couldn't serve and not serve in some cases. And now you need a plan for how you're going to go forward and serve your clients, serve your team, and serve your community moving forward. So we advocate for a go forward plan. Again, it may be 90 days, it may be shorter, it may be longer, but we have a template. If that template is of interest to you at all, it's an open source document for us. We'd be happy to send it out to you, or we'd be happy to help you work through the elements of Go Forward Plan if that would be helpful to you. Thanks for going forward and getting our economy rolling again. We will win.